Mortal Kombat.
Narration.
Mortal Kombat is not about death, but rather the preservation of life.
That's what you guys paid to see, right? Two guys beating each other until 15 orphans recover from cancer? These monks have so much inner peace, it takes them a good 20 seconds to sort of react to this giant-ass lightning storm. If that's all it takes to knock this tower down, then there's no fucking way it stayed erect for this long. And I intentionally use the word erect because these towers all look like giant penises. Also, the special effects were downgraded to good for a student film during production. Movie's fireballs remind me less of 90s era Mortal Kombat and more of 1985 NES Super Mario. Billy Madison and the first Mortal Kombat aren't beneath Bridget Wilson, but this sequel definitely is. A whole bunch of those ninjas just fell out of the sky, yet everyone here is slowly walking around, not fighting. Outworld apparently has a pleather store for the discerning four-armed consumer.
The Earth was created in 6 days, so too shall it be destroyed!
Wait, did Shao Kahn just confirm the creation story in Genesis? If so, it seems like now would be a really good time for God to show up with some smiting. Also, this guy does the worst David Byrne impression I've ever heard.
I thought our victory in Mortal Kombat closed those portals.
What closes can also open again.
This must be another one of those simple rules of Mortal Kombat that don't get mentioned until it's too fucking late. This movie was made for about $50, right? I'm pretty sure the camera was pointed at a green screen, and they had to get somebody out of bed at 4 a.m. who saw someone turn on a camera once. After successfully turning it on, they said, now just do stuff in front of it.
As long as I have the power, Khan, you will never rule this world.
As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world!
It only took them 3 minutes to undo what they accomplished in the last movie. Just goes to show you can accomplish anything you want in absolutely no time if you don't burden yourself with explaining why. I know this is supposed to look like ancient ruins, but based on how quickly everything is crumbling to the ground, this structure was probably built in 1994. The clouds in the background are moving, but the still photograph of minions in the background sure aren't. I hope these fight scenes aren't all going to be 90% jumping. The director just told Shao Kahn to fall down a few times, and they would throw them in where it seemed appropriate.
Master!
Master, here, have a whip. That should help you against a guy who uses the power of lightning. Why the f would she get up there in the middle of their fight? It's too bad the movie forgot to include life bars. Maybe they could have avoided at least a little confusion. Raiden decides that now is the correct time to use his Darth Sidious finger, instead of all the other times in the last 5 minutes where it would have been more useful. Also, Raiden.
Because Earth does not bend to the will of tyrants.
I don't know, Raiden. I just skimmed through a history book, and I'm gonna have to ask for your sources on that.
Trade me for Johnny Cage.
Come bow at my feet.
Haha! I could have had Raiden as my slave, but I'd much rather snap one of your friends' necks. In retrospect, I should have taken the first offer, but this is more fun. Haha! All of these fighters do an awful lot of standing when they should be defending themselves. But in all fairness, they may have exceeded the movie's budget for shitty special effects. You would think that after a certain amount of time, Raiden would develop some type of defense for getting thrown into a wall, since it's so frequent. Johnny Cage is working real hard to appear dead.
In 6 days, you will all bow to me!
Why put a 6-day time limit on it? Yeah, I heard that God created the world in 6 days thing, but that's not much of a reason. All this does is give our heroes enough time to figure out how to defeat Shao Kahn.
Annihilate them!
The bad guys with the powers left for no reason, and left their obviously unequipped minions to handle people who just won a Mortal Kombat a day ago. How far away is that army of ninjas? They seem to have plenty of time to mosey away, so they must be at the other end of the penis ruins.
Your planet and Outworld have begun to merge into one realm.
What the f does this mean? When Shao Kahn conquers a planet, does it become part of the Outworld? Or something else going on here? Raiden could just explain this properly in a similar amount of time, but it happened so fast he may not know what he's talking about.
The rules say the Earth is safe for another generation.
Obviously, Khan has cheated and broken the rules.
It's getting to where you can't trust any evil warlords from parallel dimensions nowadays.
I believe he has resurrected your mother to keep these portals open indefinitely. By reuniting you with her, Khan's spell will be broken.
Why would that have any relationship to the opening and closing of portals? The only connection seems to be that burying her and resurrecting her in the Earth realm gives Shao Kahn access to the realm. But how was he able to resurrect her if the portals were closed? And based on what Raiden just said, it seems that resurrecting Sindel can only benefit Raiden and the humans. All in all, this makes no sense.
Enough!
Raiden makes it look like he did this because he was angry, but that's where they need to go. Which brings up the question, why isn't there a door there?
Once inside the Velosphere, you can travel to anywhere on Earth in mere hours.
This is also true of airplanes.
Here we go.
Am I seeing this? Is this for real? Also, the designers of the Velosphere went with the awkward hanging instead of some standard chairs, so the passengers could gaze deeply into each other's eyes as they travel. Also, how do these travel balls know where they need to go?
Where are we?
The interchange, roll to your right, hard!
I'm real f***ing glad he asked, otherwise who knows where they would have ended up. Also, who the f*** made these series of tunnels? And why would they leave a spot where you die if you don't turn the ball at the right time? Also, movie doesn't show 10 wrecked balls and about 40 skeletons of people who did not turn at the right time.
Hold on to me!
Try not to get a boner, that'll take us to Pittsburgh.
You let him live? He could not be stopped.
I mean, he offered himself as a sacrifice, but I decided to snap the neck of some asshole named Johnny Cage instead.
I have broken the sacred rules to keep the portals open.
Seemed like it was pretty easy to do. The sacred rules seem more like sacred suggestions.
Do not underestimate the power of the human spirit.
I think my sister has that cross-stitched on a pillow.
And I'm not going to lose you too.
I'm not gonna lose you too, cliché. All of the ninjas go after Katana instead of helping Robot Predator fight Liu Kang. Also, they lean on the standard one-at-a-time rule, allowing Katana to easily defeat them. Remember, your fight scenes can move as slowly as you want, as long as you remember to add dramatic sound effects over them. Liu is using a lot of energy on unnecessary flipping. A simple dodge would have allowed him to avoid this chest rocket. His chest cannon is so powerful it caused the bridge to explode in places where the rocket didn't even hit it. Sub-Zero Ex Machina! Just shake the camera up and down to indicate an explosion. No one will be able to tell.
You killed my older brother.
So I took his costume and assumed his warrior name. Just call me Sub-Zero, like he never died, okay?
Because legend has it, the princess is the key to stopping Khan's plot.
Didn't Khan's plot involve violating the sacred rules of the tournament? And everyone is totally shocked? It just happened, so this does not qualify as a legend, and certainly not enough time for Sub-Zero Jr. here to have enough time to figure out the current predicament. Also, the legend turns out to be a trick anyway, so why create this complicated backstory about a legend? Just say you have an idea and run with it. That's all anyone else is doing.
You've been following us.
How the f*** has he been following them? Didn't they take a magical travel ball here?
Khan reprogrammed Smoke to come after you instead of me, in order to keep you apart from Queen Sindel.
Did Smoke tell Sub-Zero why it stopped coming after him in great detail? Otherwise, I'm not sure where he's getting his intel. Oh, so that's how the cover of every late 90s rap album was made. I guess this is Scorpion's brother too? Everybody who dies has a replacement sibling ready to take their place, because these ruthless fighters' parents believed in large families. Also, the movie sequel is ready to play all the hits. Scorpion vs. Sub-Zero doesn't make any sense in this movie, but give the people who play the game something to be excited then disappointed about. Ah, Tommy Lee Jones! I guess Liu and Katana aren't helping Sub-Zero defeat Scorpion because the bridge Sub-Zero is standing on is probably slippery as and there is no way they could back-tuck their way to victory. Watch out! He's gonna fall into that projection of a lava flow! Alright, Liu, you just proved that you could have helped this whole time. Asshole. Great martial arts reflexes there, Katana. Scorpion transports himself through a portal made of jello.
What's happened here should prove you alone are not ready for what's ahead.
Even though Liu alone is not ready, Sub-Zero leaves him alone because he's also an asshole.
Is it like this everywhere?
With each hour the merger of the realms grows closer, more of the Earth will be destroyed.
Realm mergers only work by the hour, making them no better than a fry cook at McDonald's. Was there not a door she could use? How the f did they know where Jax was in this apparently abandoned lab in Hawaii? And why isn't it burned down, since we clearly saw it on fire on the outside? Also, pretty convenient this guy decided to get bionic man surgery since the last time we saw him. These guys have impeccable timing. Every time one of the lead characters arrives anywhere, an extermination squad swoops in right at the same time.
I can't get you free, Jax.
All right, stand back. Let's see what I'm made of.
Why didn't we start with this?
Wish I had these babies back in high school.
Jax, you'd rip your dick off. Even though this extermination robot knew he could use his chest weapon first instead of engaging in standard hand-to-hand combat, he still wasted 2 explosives on nothing. He already blew up the doors. There wasn't anything else in his way. These extermination squad ninjas remember how to hold their weapons at the ready, but forget about actually following through. I bet this yellow robot guy is really regretting wasting those 2 bombs right now, because this is one of the slowest weapons I've seen so far. Jax's arms can punch through a concrete wall, but can't manage to cause significant damage to his opponent's outer shell. Oh! I guess that supernatural robot doesn't work against bionic arms. It was nice of him to just stand there and let Sonya grab him and flip him across the room. Are you f***ing kidding me? This is ridiculous even for this movie. If that stuff was that flammable, it would have caught on fire as soon as these pipes burst, making it really hard for her to pick it up. And if Sonya blew it off of her hand, it should make a path back to her hand and face, burning the shit out of her hand and face. Throwing a handful of that stuff would have been way too much trouble. Where the f*** are they right now? Based on the way this shot is set up, they could be falling down an Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole of fire right now. There is no way to know. Motaru is half ram, half man, half horse, and half alligator? Making him many things, but most of all, an improper fraction.
Did you make them beg for their lives before you destroyed them?
But Master, I thought if I let them...
I have no...
First off, this asshole asked the same question his father asked him when he didn't kill Raiden for some dumb reason. Second off, don't these guys have orders to kill the people they're fighting, or are they just leaving it up to the minions to decide? Movie not only steals the fireballs from Super Mario, but also steals the hammer from Donkey Kong. Oh, are they preparing for a video game shared cinematic universe? I hope not.
You are my new general, Queen Sindel.
What a day for Queen Sindel. She's already queen, being promoted to general. One day they'll turn her into whatever Amidala was in the Star Wars prequels. Liu is getting attacked by a camera. Someone help him!
Who are you?
Liu is looking for someone named Nightwolf, and he just fought a wolfman, and is still asking this question.
You're Raiden's prodigy. I've seen better. I've seen worse, too.
How many f***ing prodigies has Raiden had? And why has he seen so many? Does this keep happening?
You know I won Mortal Kombat.
This asshole sure finds a way to insert that into a conversation, doesn't he?
The tournament had rules.
It did? What were they?
You think you're ready, Liu Kang? But if you were, would Katana have been captured?
Nightwolf seems to know everything, except that Liu and Sub-Zero already had this conversation.
But to beat Shao Kahn, you've got to pass 3 tests.
Jesus Christ.
To test your courage and find your animality,
You've got to put yourself in a dream state.
Why doesn't this guy kill Khan? Seems like he knows all the necessary.
Sweet dreams, Liu Kang.
And with that, this important asshole leaves the movie forever.
My heart belongs to another.
I mean, I've only known her for a few days, and we almost kissed once, so I can't mess up a good thing.
How can you beat Shao Kahn? When I alone, I'm too much for you.
To be fair, Shao Kahn's seduction skills are nowhere near her level.
You are even more pure and faithful than I heard. You have passed the test, Liu Kang.
Well, that was easy. Liu Kang passed 2 major tests over the course of a Yo Gabba Gabba episode. Time to battle evil.
You have passed the test, Liu Kang.
What was the test? Get on top?
Because she's the key to all of this.
If you haven't quite gotten that Katana is the key to all this, just wait about 10 minutes and I'm sure someone else will mention it.
She's alive?
For now, yes.
If Katana is the key to defeating Shao Kahn, and there doesn't seem to be any backup plan, why is Shao Kahn keeping her alive? All of this would be over if she was dead, right?
A struggling worm on a hook lands a bigger catch than a dead one.
That's a fine idiom, but his goal should be ruling both the Outworld and the Earthrealm, not luring Liu Kang and the gang there to rescue Katana. If he runs out the weak, he could just kill them whenever he wants.
Nature's dying. The merger of the realms is almost done.
I wonder what all the other people of Earth are doing right now, and I wonder what they think is happening. Probably best not to show them, though. We don't need to understand the stakes.
But it don't mean squat to me, alright?
I can't explain it.
Sonya continues to not explain anything to Jax, but talks to him like he should know what she's talking about. She can at least explain a little bit. Do it off camera, I don't care. Just explain something because you clearly can.
Use my imagination. You keep talking to me like that, Sonya, and I'm gonna split, alright?
Holy Sonya is a dick. She's irritated with Jax for wanting to know what the hell's going on.
If I'm gonna die today, at least tell me why.
Nobody told me why Johnny had to die.
And who the hell is Johnny?
At least tell him who Johnny is. This fight would have been a lot shorter if she didn't yell before attacking.
Katana?
That's racist. The girl with the dragon tattoo, Mortal Kombat Edition. Where the f did Jax come from? Man, Jax beat the ever-loving f out of those computer graphics. Why the f did these assholes land high up on a cliff? If you know where Sonya and Jax are, why not teleport straight to them, instead of landing on Tusken Raider country? Raiden is walking through 2 rows of invisible guys giving him high fives right now.
I have come to the Eternal Palace because your sacred rules have been broken.
Is the Eternal Palace on Earth? Or is this movie too low budget to make another set that looks like a different realm? Who lit all these goddamn candles? How do the Elder Gods have a budget for 2.6 million candles?
As always, Lord Raiden, you are granted 3 questions.
Why? Are the Elder Gods just shitty genies?
Why was this treachery ever allowed?
We do not control the destiny of man.
What the f does that mean? Khan breaking the rules has nothing to do with the destiny of man. This is more than just a dodge. It's the wrong f***ing answer. Jade surprise attacks Jax and Sonya, which tells me that she and Liu saw them beforehand and decided to hide behind all those rocks waiting for them. But Liu knows what Sonya looks like, so what the f***ing is this all about? Khan's extermination squad is suddenly medieval and no longer ninjas and cheap robots.
He's not here either.
Well, he is, just not outside. Mortal Raiden doesn't get a flash of light or an animated jello portal to pop out of. He gets nothing.
Who's the girl? Can she fight as good as she looks?
So is every male character in this movie going to make a pass at Jade right when they meet her?
Destroy everything!
Couldn't he have told her to do this earlier? Also, her sound wave of destruction inexplicably stops at our story's heroes.
That was fun.
These two are awfully smug for not accomplishing anything.
My God, is that what I think it is?
Yep, it's the Golden Gate Bridge. It can never avoid catastrophe.
All those people in the cars.
Torn between realms.
Nope, they're definitely dead. What? No screeching that can destroy mountains this time? Just a battle cry? For f***'s sake?
Look like this babe's having a bad hair day.
Earn that paycheck, Jax.
I'll rescue Katana.
I wonder how long it will take for Raiden to get blasted through a wall. Ah, alright, exactly that long. These guys have the hiding skills of a 3-year-old. Unnecessary flipping. Movie doesn't even try to disguise the fact that they're just using a stunt double for Raiden.
You are witness to the dawning of mankind's final day! The 2 realms will be one!
He said it would take 6 days, but it seems like it only took, at most, like 12 hours. Only the landmark buildings show up during the movie's Proof of Realm merging scenes.
It's a trap, Liu. Leave.
Katana doesn't tell Liu this 30 seconds ago.
Up there!
How is this a surprise for either of them? He was making so many snorts up there just before he jumped, I bet they could hear him back in the Earth realm. This dude sucks. Just because he has a rubber mask on doesn't make him a badass that can suddenly hold his own with the guy who keeps reminding us that he won Mortal Kombat. So was that the trap? 3 henchmen who were easily defeated, and then Shiva, who was squashed by a cage that probably wasn't that heavy. At this point, whatever.
Katana, your love can break the hold Khan has over your mother.
Mortal Kombat believes in the power of Huey Lewis. This studio owes Disney some money for Katana thinking she's true love's first kissing her way out of the world being destroyed.
You've been tricked.
The legend was a lie.
Just like the cake!
How could you do this to us?
Yes, how could you, a complete stranger that showed up in the desert for no reason, do this to us?
That tattoo, I've seen it before. On a robot and a woman.
Try saying that 3 times fast without laughing. Also, good thing Raiden decided to change his entire outfit so that she could see this, huh?
My father is an elder god.
Funny how you failed to mention that before.
Sonya should know at this point that important facts are not revealed until right after something terrible happens. Okay, I'm adding 100 cents. I don't think anyone will object. Also, that girl was just eaten by concept art for the Men in Black bug.
You will mount a defense around my newest temple.
Take a girl out to dinner first, jeez. The Katana reuniting with her mom thing was a bust, so we are back to Liu has to defeat Khan, even though Liu is the same guy who definitely could not beat Khan from before.
There's so little time left.
I would submit that there's no time left, because everything seems pretty much destroyed.
Are we really ready to die here?
Is there any other choice? The worlds are nearly merged, so you can't just go back to your apartment. Don't worry, Liu. Raiden will always be with you, giving you a code to control your dark passenger.
Mr. Ed is mine.
No one watching this movie would get that joke.
I'll take my mother.
Gross.
Leftovers are fine with me.
Movie doesn't introduce Ermac earlier in the movie, so now he's just Sonya's leftovers instead of an actual well-known character like he is in the games. It's also amazing to me that after Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Reptile, the fallback bad guy is always someone who wears the exact same outfit, only a different color.
I can't take too much more of this. Is that all you got?
These 2 lines happen within seconds of each other. You know, this is still better than Sucker Punch. And just when it looked like all hope was lost, everyone got a jolt of human spirit, for some reason.
Sonya?
Sonya just twerked that guy to death. No, don't help him. The fate of our world depends on Khan's death, but Liu has to do it himself, because I can't explain why. Come on, if Khan could animal himself so quickly, why didn't he just do it at the beginning and kill everyone? This movie would have been 20 minutes long and it would have been great. So their clothes become dragons too, I guess. If they just ripped off like they're supposed to, this would be a very different movie.
I warned you there would be consequences for breaking the sacred rules.
But only now, while you're fighting a dude in the climax of the movie. There were no consequences until then.
Immortal Kombat.
The Mortal Kombat shouting guy has been waiting in the wings the whole movie for this moment. Also, what took these f***ers so long? They knew what was going on, yet they are just now intervening. Did anyone f***ing write this movie, or did they just make it up as they went? Elder God's still the 2D prison the Kryptonians used on Zod and Superman. All of these buildings are restored in their previous stock footage state. Katana's mom is back in the real world, living again, I guess. But all that bullshit about love had nothing to do with it. I know I'm probably supposed to be watching this nice family moment between the discount versions of Terry Crews, 90s Faith Hill, Jet Li, Salma Hayek, and Evil Cicely Strong. But I just can't quit grimacing at that f***ing penis tower. This movie from 1997, in the days before Harry Potter made it fashionable, has an incredible 11 minutes of credits.
Fatality.
Mother.
Fussy, 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 you do. Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Martha Graham.
Yes! He's really showing us what a man with a cannon in his chest can do.
You're all going to die down here.
Times don't get no better, boys. Gonna leave this place. Take my true love.
Now you see me? Now you don't.